Nessie.
Hi, Anton.
Look, Emma, I suppose just first off, we've just heard from Serena saying that, she's looking forward to coming up against you, but everybody wants to beat their friends. How extra competitive does it feel going into this one? Sort of not just because it's England, USA, but also like there's little personal battles across the pitch as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's your narrative, not mine. Mine is that we've got another opportunity to lead the team at Wembley against the top side in England, and these are the days that we want to be in. We want to play top opposition, and for each and every one of us, this is why we go to work. So hopefully it will be a fabulous game. I know both coaches will want that, and yes, of course, we both want to be on the winning team, but just had a good training week and really pleased with the direction we're going in and looking forward to it.
Hi Emma, hi Lindsay.
Hi.
You've obviously played some top opposition in your short time as US manager, but not played England yet. Are there any kind of distinct challenges that you think playing against this England team will bring to your team?
There is against every opponent. That's the interesting thing about international football is so many differences between teams. So I'm very familiar with England and their style of play, and like I said, I just think it will be a top tactical matchup between sides. There's a lot of quality players, and I don't think there's anything that separates England that we haven't necessarily faced before. We faced Germany in the summer, Japan, another different team, Brazil, different side. That's international football, and one that I think all of these players are familiar with playing these types of opponents. So I don't think there's anything new for us, to be honest.
And it's obviously going to be a great occasion at Wembley. More than 80,000 tickets sold. Just by saying those things, it seems like English women's football is kind of in rude health, at least just again from those statistics. But kind of, do you have any opinion on how kind of English women's football is doing, maybe in comparison to the US, in terms of like creating that women's football product and really championing it?
No, I don't work here anymore. I work in the US, and I know that we got a thriving league in the NWSL, much like the WSL. And I think it's fair to say that both countries are committed to women's sport and developing the women's game. As always, we can talk about the things we need to keep doing to improve it, but I think we need to celebrate, how far we've come to, and having 80,000 paying fans to watch a great matchup is, again, not just a sign of progress, but shows that the Lionesses are sustaining a lot and being able to play at Wembley so often. So celebrate both countries, celebrate the work that's being done as opposed to pick it apart.
Did you get onto the election this week, or were you too busy with Cluedo?
No, we definitely do not have time for conversations like election. Listen, you don't need me to tell you this. I'm sat next to one of the most competitive people I've ever met. I'm sure, Lindsay will tell you, not winning on a couple of occasions this week in some of the games we've had, including the leaderboard. I don't know where you are with that, but
on the rise.
You can see Lindsay's all business. She only has time for things like that. She doesn't want to sit and talk around things like politics with me. I don't blame you though, Lindsay. I'm quite dull.
Sandra.
Hi, Emma. Hi, Lindsay. Hope you're both well. Following on from some of what you were saying there, Emma, about getting to this point, having 85 roughly thousand or so coming to watch two top teams. I mean, just wanted to get your thoughts on how you feel the rivalry has evolved, but also how that's helping the women's game, just that rivalry between...
Do you know what? I think maybe it's best to ask Lindsay that, because I've not been in the position long enough to understand that rivalry, but I think maybe you would have a better answer on that one.
I thought you were going to get all the questions. I was not going to do anything here. No, I don't know, rivalry is the right word, but you get to face a top opponent, and I think now in the women's game, there's no easy game. Even coming off the last camp that we had, the teams that we played had, such difficulty for us in certain scenarios. So now we got to go play against England in a, world-class stadium and legendary stadium. I think that's just the tip for us. I mean, it's incredible, but I think for us players, and like Emma said, I'm a competitor. I think these are the games that we thrive in. We love the pressure moments, and I think, yeah, it's got to be one of the most entertaining games for you guys to see.
And you talk about being competitive. One of the competitors you'll be facing potentially is Lucy Bronze. Just wanted to get your thoughts about her as a player, someone former Leon player anyway, but just in terms of what she brings to the game.
Yeah, I faced her a lot. I think it's like weird in football. You don't like I've never played on the same team as her, but I feel like I know her, and she's a friend almost. Just because we face each other so much, and I think we have a lot of respect there. I think she is a high class professional in everything that she does, and the way she approaches the game, in every game that she plays. I think with such that competitive attitude as well, and she's a winner. So that's always exciting for players like me and players we have on this team. We want to play against that. We want to play against the best.
Asif, go ahead.
Hi, Lindsay. I think we all want to know what English dessert Emma made you have with your Thanksgiving dinner, and when she mentioned it, did you have visions of Rachel and friends in the mincemeat?
English dessert? Well, it was Thanksgiving dinner. We had American dessert. No, but we do have like a little... I don't know.
We do high tea in the afternoon, so I haven't seen you having Earl Grey or.
I'm not a tea
strong
girl.
Malty. But did you try the scones? Did you?
No,
have
I got a
that, or
game
the
coming up.
Victoria sponge.
No.
Yeah, no, it's about that big, the bite.
Okay.
But,
okay.
Yeah.
We'll go try it today.
Yeah, no, they do this amazing high tea in the afternoon. I think, yeah, it's certainly been a nice gesture from Tottenham. It's been so lovely to stay here at the lodge. We feel like we've been, it feels quite remote and relaxing in so many ways to be able to come out and train every day.
Mm-hmm.
The quality of the accommodations and the food here have been absolutely exceptional.
A bit more serious. A couple of weeks ago, you called Barbra Banda the best striker in the world. And this week we've seen people like J.K. Rowling comparing her winning the BBC Women's Football of the Year award to spit in the face for women. As an international manager, are you prepared for the potential fallout in the future if you pick a player whose eligibility may be questioned? And do you think the authorities should come out and create an enforceable standard for issues like this?
Barbra Banda is an amazing football player who I think it's ridiculous that she has to endure questions like this, to be quite honest with you. And she has our support. She's someone who's done a tremendous amount, not just for her club, but for her country. And what a brilliant season she's had. And we should be talking about that, the impact she's had on the NWSL, and saw it firsthand in the Olympics. I mean, wow, the way she stretches the line, her ability. And I think and I speak so highly of her because, in the women's game, we talk about all top players that come from more traditional nations. I think it's great that we see such quality coming out of Africa, and for her to make the impact that she has. She's, first of all, I know my assistant coach coached her at Zambia and talked about what an amazing person she is. So she has our full support, and quite frankly, I'm disappointed when I hear a lot of these things being said.
Susie.
Hey both. First off, Emma, what do you hope to learn about your team at this stage of its development from a game like this? What kind of lessons are you hoping to take away about the team as a whole and the players individually?
I think for us, we like to layer on from camp to camp, the tactical developments to help us keep improving both sides of the ball. So I always want to see that first and foremost. And when you don't get a lot of time, you have to maximise that with the right type of things in training. So we're intentional to do that. So ideally, we see some of that progression first. Secondly, just the development of our talent pool. This is not an easy environment to come in, and for some players, this might be their first, their second, maybe even their third camp. That the more settled they become and more familiar with the way that we're playing, to see their development, whether that's from a starting position or they're coming from the bench. And most importantly, that we keep upholding the traditions that have made this programme so successful, and that is to keep pushing the envelope, not just on the pitch, but off the pitch. So those things, it's another step for us against an opponent that's going to test us, is going to push us. And I know the players are really, really excited about that.
And Lindsay, I mean, you've probably had this question a million times in the last 6 months, so forgive me, but the interest is very, very big on your manager ahead of this fixture. What's it been like for you working with her over these past 6 months? And yeah, what's the vibe like in camp with Emma at the helm?
Yeah, it's amazing. I have to say all nice things right now. No, it's been, has it been 6 months?
Yeah.
That's weird. It's been incredible. I mean, I'm not just blowing smoke right now. I think for us going into the Olympics, the poise, the calmness, the confidence that we have had and still have is, I think, directly related to, you know, how our manager is and how she is on the sideline and how she is in meetings. And I think I have a lot of respect for that because it gives me calmness. It gives us poise. It gives us the confidence to go and do our thing and know that we can. I think that's really, really special with a leader. I think you have just a little bit of time to prepare for an Olympics and to be in these camps, and the teachable moments are so crucial. And I, you know, as a veteran, I'm not going to say my age, I'm still learning and I'm growing as a player. And I think that's, you know, the coolest thing for me. So think of all these young players coming in and into this environment and going into these games as well.
Is that gold nails for a gold medal?
No, it was supposed to be brown. I don't know. The translation in French didn't work. So it's not for the Olympics.
But she has got the most incredible necklace.
I
for
do.
the Olympic
I do have
Games,
my.
and that is for me.
necklace.
Like, I've got a little bit of envy with that. To be honest.
I'll get you one.
Thanks.
Anything else? Right up front here.
Lindsay, just on the theme of the Olympics, you obviously led the side to, you know, that great gold in the summer. In the aftermath of that, was it easy to kind of get going again and pick the team up? And I guess, do you need a lot of motivation for a fixture such as tomorrow's?
We shouldn't. You know, it is really hard. We're all in different scenarios. You know, you have NWSL players coming off the end of their season. You have me, who's mid-season right now, and a few European players that are like that. I think just after the tournament itself, it's hard to get back into your environment and, you know, come back up. And I think all the players did a really good job of that. Then coming into a game like this, I think my message to the players was like, I mean, this is a chance of a lifetime. Obviously, in women's football, we're getting more and more of these opportunities. But you're going to play at Wembley against England. Like, you shouldn't have to get yourself motivated for that. And I think the opportunity to come into a camp like this and even step out and see a stadium like that, I think that is such a special thing for me, and I hope the team as well. So I hope there's not much motivation needed there.
Emma, would you agree with that? Chance of a lifetime for you as well?
I mean, I've had plenty of them at Wembley, so this is another moment to be there. And I wouldn't say it's the chance of a lifetime. I think coaching this team in every game is that for me. Just it happens to be at Wembley tomorrow, and probably get a few more of my family there that wouldn't ordinarily get, let's say, if we got the game in Austin. But I just love watching the players. That for me is always my motivation. Watching them, watch how they develop, watch how they handle all of the moments that come with the game. My interaction and my role is, you know, when's needed from the touchline, knowing that they can't hear a single word I'm saying. But, you know, our preparation in advance, I've told them this earlier, I'm really looking forward to watching how they solve situations tomorrow in action when we don't, you know, we won't be able to hear each other during the game. I'm looking forward to seeing the leadership throughout the team, not just with Lindsay, but other players that will be instrumental to making sure we communicate the right things in the right moments.
Thanks. Go well tomorrow.
Cheers.
Anything else? Right up here.
Hi both, hope you're well. Emma, I know obviously tomorrow's the closest task at hand, but looking a little bit past that, you were quite insistent on Monday that you want to win the World Cup.
Yeah.
You've obviously got the She Believes Cup sort of coming around in February. How important is it for you to get a taste of what different countries and their abilities are, you know, being so new in the role, essentially, to get used to that?
I think we have to go step by step, knowing that for 2025, everything from our Futures Camp, January camp, She Believes, onwards through next year, and then we have to qualify for the World Cup. That comes before anything else. That we've got X amount of opportunities, very limited over, feels like a long time, but when you're not together that often, it's not actually that much. That there's always getting the balance right between playing a team that knows how to play together, know how to deliver at the highest level versus developing players that don't know that yet and getting those moments right. I think 2025 will be about doing those things while always aiming to win. Like, that doesn't have to be spoken about. That's what we do every day. And I think we absolutely need to develop the playing pool out with the experiences required so that come the next major tournament, we are positioned with the depth that's required, because anything can happen in football and you have to have the right number of players prepared. And Lindsay and I left the training pitch today and we were talking about some of the less experienced players and some of the quality that we've got coming through. So we need to be patient, but also, you know, put them in there and give them the moments to be able to learn and grow, much in the same way Lindsay did once upon a time. And I know we have the supportive environment to do it. And tomorrow and the game in the Netherlands provide a perfect platform for us to see where they are in that development.
Thank you. And Lindsay, before I actually ask you my proper question, I know you're an Arsenal fan, so I want to find out how you've been faring in the Tottenham camp.
I haven't been saying that out loud. So I actually enjoyed going and talking to Ange the other day, but I'm not supposed to say that as an Arsenal fan. But I mean, this is like heaven on earth for me. We came here before the 2019 World Cup, and I think a lot of us said this was the reason that we won that World Cup, because you're put in the most professional environment. And I mean, you got a pitch right out there. It's the nicest pitch in the world, and everything here is world class. So
good answer.
Like,
Diplomatic.
Go on, Gunners.
Just lastly from me, congratulations on your FIFA Best nomination alongside some of your other US teammates.
She may not know that because she just got up and went to training, but you're nominated for
Thank you.
FIFA Best
Congrats.
Player of the Year.
Oh, thank you.
I'm glad I could deliver that news.
Thank you.
As is Emma. As is Emma.
Exactly.
Yeah. Did you know?
He told me just before I came here.
Okay.
Well, you've not had much time to process that news, but I was going to ask you sort of how that feels. I know it's not the first time you've been recognised for your ability on the pitch. You know, does that feeling ever get old?
Do we have more US players
We
nominated?
have 5 others, yeah.
That makes me very happy. Nice.
6.
I think that's the biggest thing for me. I think a lot of the times you don't see a lot of U.S. players involved in that. And I think, you know, looking at the Ballon d'Or nominations, I was really happy because I'm like, it just hasn't been like that. We haven't had a lot of players in there, and I would always ask why. And I think we've had some world-class performances, not just in the Olympics, but in the NWSL as well, from those players that were nominated. And I'm so proud of my teammates as well that are nominated in this. And obviously it is always an honor for me to be in that mix and with, you know, some of the best players in the world.
Thank you. Best of luck tomorrow.
Thanks, everybody. We're going to go let them have some lunch right now, and we'll hopefully see you all at Wembley tomorrow.
Thank you, guys.